Robert says, I have a fixed basket of stocks that I trade options on. How do I effectively utilize the search by symbol feature to filter for bullish and bearish credit spreads for a particular stock? Are there other filter criteria you may want to add apart from the more results and less results? Okay, Robert, first let me add bear calls in. And I had a great discussion, a great example of this on the call this afternoon with someone. I just forgot who it was. I'm sorry. I had about 8 phone calls today and 2 coaching sessions. I forgot who my conversation. It wasn't Steven. It was another gentleman I had a conversation with. In any case, similar structure. In PowerOptions in each strategy, we have tools to search, which allows you to go across the universe of options based on criteria. The sample searches, we took a look at that last week. Those are themed searches, maybe looking for bear call credits on ETFs, dogs of the Dow, things of that nature, a preset additional search for you, much like the defaults in the search tool, if you wanted to use a particular theme search. And the Search by Symbol tool. This allows me to find credit spreads, debit spreads, or other strategies one stock at a time. In the background, we just have 3 end results. We have less results, more results, and all results. Okay, so the discussion was on Apple. And let's say I want to do bear call spreads 14 days out. Not saying I'm bearish on Apple. This is just an example. Now, it spits out a lot of these results. And I stated less results too. But even on Apple, since it's such a huge stock, I'm starting off with 90% probabilities and 0.4% returns. Okay, well, I'm probably going to be here at 84%, and I've got to scroll through this as well. It's a little painstaking, isn't it? Especially if I went to higher price stocks and looked at more or all results. This works great if I'm saying to myself, hey, DVN, a nice $40 stock. Not saying I'm bearish in your position, John, again, but just as an example, I go in here, and I've got reasonable trades with probabilities from 58, 80% with different combinations. I increase it to more, and it stays the same. And if I go to all, it opens it up. But I admit, and I know this, we know this, there it is, that's what I wanted to see, that these positions, this view can get unwieldy with larger price stocks. Netflix, Amazon is terrible, Tesla, we get that. One of the reasons we added a tool several years ago, maybe 8 years ago, called the spread chain tool. This is a different view and a simple tool to use. I want to look at credit spreads, bull puts or bear calls on my basket of stocks. And I'll just put in Apple. And I want to go 2 weeks out in time. And if I have single dollar spreads, which I don't think I have anymore with Apple, so let's go ahead and put it at 5-point spreads. I want a minimum net credit of 20 cents. I want a minimum return of 9% with above an 85% or 82% probability. Okay, and so for there, it's only my one. And I don't have any right now I don't have any for January 21st expiration. There's no bull puts right now that are offering at least a 9% return, 20-cent net credit with an 85% probability on a 5-point spread. I'm going to have to lower this down to 5. And they get 1. 32 cents for a 6.8% return with the 182.5, 187.5 strike. I'm sorry, my bull puts are fine. I'm sorry, my bear call. There's no bear calls that were offering that 9% return. I've got a 9% return with an 85% probability with a 157.5, 162.5 for a 14-day out trade. This tool takes the concept of quick view of what is in that search by symbol, but allows you to plug in criteria. I use this tool in this view, the put credit and call debit parity. So let me go to 2.5-point spreads, and let me go to a 15-cent net credit. That's good. Minimum return 10 and out of the money range 1. Let's see if we can find anything for Apple there. Okay, great. It only gave me 1. Why I like to use this, if I've decided I'm doing a bull put credit spread on Apple, I want to see my potential return, 11.1%, 85% probability, 160, 162.5. I'm seeing this one now because I lowered that initial net credit. The parity bull call debit spread, Same risk reward profile, same strikes, but paying a debit of 227 gives me a 10% return with the same probability. Absolutely, I'm using the bull put credit spread. Sometimes if I see the parity view here, and this is a 12 or 13% return, and I check the midpoint prices and I don't think they're too wide and I'm likely to get it, even though I found this on my bull put search, I might be entering as a bull call to try to maximize my money. Try to get the best bang for the buck, for lack of a better term, Robert. Okay? So why are we not adding criteria into the search by symbol tool other than the less, more, and all results, Robert? It's because the spread chain is another tool where you can do that one stock at a time. My preference, though, however, in these situations on coaching sessions and other discussions we've had with PowerOptions users regarding a basket of stocks that you want to narrow it down to quickly see potential bull or bearish spreads, I'm going to use the search tool. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm sorry, let's go to bear call credits, and let's just go to search. I'm going to clear out the filters, empty everything out, and I'm going to put in my basics that I'd want to see. So let's keep that view. I want to go 8 to 17 days at a time, about a 2-week out trade. You can adjust your expiration any way you want to. Minimum, let's just put in a 5% return, 2% out of the money, but we're going to keep our 85% probability. I want some good premium here, at least 10 cents. Oh, my strike difference, yeah, we'll set that the same I usually do, greater than or equal to 2. Maybe just a basic open interest. Oh, I'm sorry, I put option bid. I want option bid greater than 0. And I might, depending on your stocks, Robert, if they're more volatile stocks, I wouldn't do this, but if we're just going to do a regular basket, I'm going to limit the bid-ask spread to be 50. And oh, sorry, net credit. That's where I want the 15 cents to be. I'm not going to put in any stock criteria. I'm not going to put in any fundamentals or technicals, but what I am going to do is go to lists. Now, this is where I can choose to screen just against a specific stock list, common stocks, comparable puts, or a stock list I've created. Let's go ahead and go to create and modify list. And this shows me all my available lists, and I'll just click on create list. And we'll call it Robert's spreads. I could call it Robert's bullish spreads. If your baskets are different, Robert, I apologize. Meaning that if you have a basket of bullish and a basket of bearish, you'd create 2 separate lists. And all I have to do is paste in my symbols. APL, if I can spell correctly, right? AMZN. Let's use Devon. Let's use, I'm sorry, BERY. Let's use XOM. NEGG is a ridiculous one with a wide, ridiculous bid-ask spread on it. I'm just putting in numbers, but you get the idea. Oh, I got to put a comma in here. That was a period. I'm sorry, folks. Here we go. All right, so that's just my basket of stocks. Okay, sorry about that. I think it was because I put that period in. All right, now that that list is created, there we go. There's all my criteria still. I go back to the list field now that it's saved. There we go. Run this search. Okay, so only Apple came up. Sorry about that. Could have put in different stocks, I guess. So that's pretty good. But if the other stocks are, let's lower everything down. Let's just go 1. Let's go 5 cents. Let's lower the probability to 80 and just go 1 out of the money. Oh, I'm going to take this out too. The NEGG is going to be well beyond this expiration time frame here. So let's just go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, so now here are all the spreads that would match your criteria, Robert, on your basket of stocks. If your basket of stocks change bullish or bearish, you can go into lists and back to create and edit the list there. Robert's bullish stocks here, and just click edit, and you can edit the list. But now that I've created this, we can save this and call it Robert's Bull Spreads, Jan 7, preferred stock list. So That was a little bit of extra work, but now that it's saved, Robert, it was a little bit of extra work in the search tool one time. Every time you come into Power Options now, you go to Bull Call or Bear Call, and you go to Search. I'm sorry, did I do this in Bear Calls? I did. I called it the bullish search, but I did it in Bear Calls. I'm sorry, folks, but it's the same principle. So in other words, now I could go into the other strategy. If you're using the same list, that list is already created. All you have to do is tell the system what basic return, net credit, probability, any of the basic factors you'd use, and you've already gotten screen it against your preferred stock list, Robert. You don't have to worry about using the filters in the search by symbol. You don't have to worry about doing one stock at a time in the, spread chain tool. You've got your list that you can screen bull or bear positions against with your basic criteria. Save that list. Now, every time you come in, you're seeing only those positions that you would want to trade with the credit, probability, range out of the money on your basket of stocks.